a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. 1998 FIFA World Cup. The 1998 FIFA World Cup was the 16th FIFA World Cup, the World Championship for men's National Association football teams. It was held in France from 10 June to the 12th of July 1998. The country was chosen as the host nation by FIFA for the second time in the history of the tournament, defeating Morocco in the bidding process. It was the second time that France staged the competition, and the 9th time that it was held in Europe. Qualification for the finals began in March 1996 and concluded in November 1997. For the first time in the competition, the group stage was expanded from 24 teams to 32, with 8 groups of 4. 64 matches were played in 10 stadiums in 10 host cities, with the opening match and final staged at the Stade de France, Saint-Denis. The tournament was won by host country France, who beat defending champions Brazil 3-0 in the final. France won their first title, becoming the 7th nation to win a World Cup, and the 6th to win the tournament on home soil. Croatia, Jamaica, Japan, and South Africa made their first appearances in the finals. Host selection. France was awarded the 1998 World Cup on the 2nd of July 1992 by the Executive Committee of FIFA during a general meeting in Zurich, Switzerland. They defeated Morocco by 12 votes to 7. Switzerland withdrew due to being unable to meet FIFA's requirements. This made France the third country to host 2 World Cups, after Mexico and Italy in 1986 and 1990 respectively. France previously hosted the third edition of the World Cup in 1938. England, who hosted the competition in 1966 and won it, were among the original applicants, but later withdrew their application in favour of an ultimately successful bid to host UEFA Euro 1996. Bribery and corruption investigations. On the 4th of June 2015, while cooperating with the FBI and the Swiss authorities, Chuck Blazer confirmed that he and other members of FIFA's executive committee were bribed during the 1998 and 2010 World Cup's host selection process. Blazer stated that, "We facilitated bribes in conjunction with the selection of the host nation for the 1998 World Cup. Since France won the selection process, it was initially thought the bribery came from its bid committee. It eventually transpired that the bribe payment was from the failed Moroccan bid." Qualification. The qualification draw for the 1998 World Cup finals took place in the Musée du Louvre, Paris on the 12th of December 1995. As tournament hosts, France was exempt from the draw, as was defending champion Brazil. 174 teams from 6 confederations participated, 24 more than in the previous round. 14 countries qualified from the European zone. 10 were determined after group play, 9 group winners, and the best second-place team. The other 8 group runners-up were drawn into pairs of 4 playoff matches, with the winners qualifying for the finals as well. CONMEBOL and CEF were each given 5 spots in the final tournament, while 3 spots were contested between 30 CONCACAF members in the North and Central America and the Caribbean zone. The winner of the Oceanian zone advanced to an intercontinental playoff against the runner-up of the Asian playoff, determined by the 2 best second-placed teams. 4 nations qualified for the first time: Croatia, Jamaica, Japan, and South Africa. The last team to qualify was Iran by virtue of beating Australia in a 2-leg tie on the 29th of November 1997. This was Team Mel's first appearance in the finals since 1978. The last time Tunisia also qualified for the tournament. Chile qualified for the first time since 1982, after serving a ban that saw them miss out on the 2 previous tournaments. Paraguay and Denmark returned for the first time since 1986. Austria, England, Scotland and Yugoslavia returned after missing out on the 1994 tournament, with the Balkan team now appearing under the name of FR Yugoslavia. Among the teams who failed to qualify were 2-time winners Uruguay, Sweden, who finished 3rd in 1994, Russia, and the Republic of Ireland, who had qualified for the previous 2 tournaments. As of 2018, this is the most recent time Austria, Scotland, Norway, Bulgaria, Romania, and Jamaica have qualified for a FIFA World Cup finals, as well as the last time Portugal missed out. The highest-ranked team not to qualify was Czech Republic, while the lowest-ranked team that did qualify was Nigeria. Venues. France's bid to host the World Cup centered on a national stadium with 80,000 seats and 9 other stadiums located across the country. When the finals were originally awarded in July 1992, none of the regional club grounds were of a capacity meeting FIFA's requirements, namely being able to safely seat 40,000. The proposed national stadium, colloquially referred to as the Grand Stade, met with controversy at every stage of planning. The stadium's location was determined by politics, finance and national symbolism. As mayor of Paris, Jacques Chirac successfully negotiated a deal with Prime Minister Edouard Balladur to bring the Stade de France, as it was named now, to the commune of Saint-Denis just north of the capital city. Construction on the stadium started in December 1995 and was completed after 26 months of work in November 1997 at a cost of €2.67 billion. The choice of stadium locations was drafted from an original list of 14 cities. FIFA and CFO monitored the progress and quality of preparations, culminating in the former providing final checks of the grounds weeks before the tournament commenced. Montpellier was the surprise inclusion from the final list of cities, because of its low urban hierarchy in comparison to Strasbourg, who boasted a better hierarchy and success from its local football team, having been taken over by a consortium. Montpellier, however, was considered ambitious by the selecting panel to host World Cup matches. The local city and regional authorities in particular had invested heavily into football the previous 2 decades and were able to measure economic effects in terms of jobs as early as in 1997. Some of the venues used for this tournament were also used for the previous World Cup in France in 1938. The Stade Vélodrome in Marseille, the Stade Municipal in Toulouse, the Guerland in Lyon, the Parc Les Cures in Bordeaux, and the Parc des Princes in Paris received the honor of hosting World Cup matches once again in 1998, as they had all done in 1938. 10 stadiums in total were used for the finals, in addition to 9 matches being played at the Stade de France. A further 7 matches took place in Paris Saint-Germain's Parc des Princes, bringing Paris' total matches hosted to 16. France played 4 of their 7 matches in the national stadium. They also played in the country's second and third largest cities, Marseille and Lyon, as well as a round of 16 knockout match in the northern city of Lens. Nantes, Toulouse, Bordeaux, Montpellier and Saint-Étienne also hosted 6 matches in total. All of the stadiums used also hosted knockout round matches. Squads. As with the preceding tournament, each team's squad for the 1998 World Cup finals consisted of 22 players. Each participating national association had to confirm their final 22-player squad by the 1st of June 1998. Out of the 704 players participating in the 1998 World Cup, 447 were signed up with European club, 90 in Asia, 67 in South America, 61 in Northern and Central America and 37 in Africa. 75 played their club football in England, 5 more than Italy and Spain. Barcelona of Spain was the club contributing to the most players in the tournament with 13 players on their side. The average age of all teams was 27 years, 8 months 5 months older than the previous tournament. Samuel Eto'o of Cameroon was the youngest player selected in the competition at 17 years, 3 months. While the oldest was Jim Leighton of Scotland at 39 years, 11 months. Group A. Defending champions Brazil won Group A after only 2 matches as the nation achieved victories over Scotland and Morocco. Heading into the third game, Brazil had nothing to play for, but still started its regulars against Norway, who was looking to upset Brazil once again. Needing a victory, Norway overturned a 1-0 deficit with 12 minutes remaining to defeat Brazil 2-1, with Kjetil Rekdal scoring the winning penalty to send Norway into the knockout stage for the first time. Norway's victory denied Morocco a chance at the round of 16, despite winning 3-0 against Scotland. It was only Morocco's second ever victory at a World Cup, having recorded its only previous win 12 years earlier on the 11th of June 1986. Scotland managed only 1 point, coming in a 1-1 draw against Norway, and failed to get out of the first round for an 8th time in the FIFA World Cup, a record that stands to this date. Knockout stage. The knockout stage comprised the 16 teams that advanced from the group stage of the tournament. For each game in the knockout stage, any draw at 90 minutes was followed by 30 minutes of extra time. If scores were still level, there was a penalty shootout to determine who progressed to the next round. Golden goal comes into play if a team scores during extra time, thus becoming the winner, which concludes the game. Final. The final was held on the 12th of July 1998 at the Stade de France, Saint-Denis. France defeated holders Brazil 3-0, with 2 goals from Zinedine Zidane and a stoppage time strike from Emmanuel Petit. The win gave France their first World Cup title, becoming the 6th national team after Uruguay, Italy, England, West Germany and Argentina to win the tournament on their home soil. They also inflicted the second heaviest World Cup defeat on Brazil, later to be topped by Brazil's 7-1 defeat by Germany in the semi-finals of the 2014 FIFA World Cup. The pre-match build-up was dominated by the omission of Brazilian striker Ronaldo from the starting lineup, only to be reinstated 45 minutes before kick-off. He managed to create the first open chance for Brazil in the 22nd minute, dribbling past defender Thuram before sending a cross out on the left side that goalkeeper Fabien Barthez struggled to hold onto. France, however, took the lead after Brazilian defender Roberto Carlos conceded a corner from which Zidane scored via a header. 3 minutes before half-time, Zidane scored his second goal of the match. Similarly, another header from a corner. The tournament hosts went down to 10 men in the 68th minute as Marcel Desailly was sent off for a second bookable offence. Brazil reacted to this by making an attacking substitution, and although they applied pressure, France sealed the win with a third goal. Substitute Patrick Vieira set up his club teammate Petit in a counter-attack to shoot low past goalkeeper Claudio Tafarel. French President Jacques Chirac was in attendance to congratulate and commiserate the winners and runners-up respectively after the match. Several days after the victory, winning manager Aimé Jacquet announced his resignation from the French team with immediate effect. Mascot. The official mascot was Footix, a rooster first presented in May 1996. It was created by graphic designer Fabrice Pilot and selected from a short list of 5 mascots. Research carried out about the choice of having a cockerel as a mascot was greatly received. 91% associated it immediately with France, the traditional symbol of the nation. Footix, the name chosen by French television viewers, is a portmanteau of football and the ending 9 from the popular Asterix comic strip. The mascot's colors reflect those of the host nation's flag and home strip blue for the jumpsuit, a red crest and with the words France 98 colored in white. Match ball. The match ball for the 1998 World Cup, manufactured by Adidas, was named the tricolore, meaning 3 colored in French. It was the 8th World Cup match ball made for the tournament by the German company, and was the first in the series to be multicolored. The tricolour flag and cockerel, traditional symbols of France, were used as inspiration for the design. Sponsorship. The sponsors of the 1998 FIFA World Cup are divided into 2 categories: FIFA World Cup sponsors and France supporters. The absence of Budweiser is notable due to the Avin law, which forbids alcohol-related sponsorship in France, including in sports events. Broadcasting. FIFA, through several companies, sold the broadcasting rights for the 1998 FIFA World Cup to many broadcasters. In the UK, BBC and ITV had the broadcasting rights. The pictures and audio of the competition was supplied to the TV and radio channels by the company TVRS 98, the broadcaster of the tournament. The World Cup matches were broadcast in 200 countries. 818 photographers were credited for the tournament. In every match, a stand was reserved for the press. The number of places granted to them reached its maximum in the final, when reporters and 110 TV commentators were present in the stand. Video games. The official video game, World Cup '98, was released by EA Sports on the 13th of March 1998 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation, Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy. It was the first international football game developed by Electronic Arts since obtaining the rights from FIFA in 1997 and received mostly favorable reviews. Many other video games, including International Superstar Soccer 98, World League Soccer 98, F-Duo Soccer 2 and Neo Geo Cup 98. The Road to the Victory were released in the build-up to the 1998 World Cup and evidently were based on the tournament. FIFA Road to World Cup 98, also by EA Sports, focused on the qualification stage. Legacy. Honorary FIFA President João Havelange praised France's hosting of the World Cup, describing the tournament as one that would remain with me forever, as I am sure they will remain with everyone who witnessed this unforgettable competition. Lennart Johansson, the chairman of the organizing committee for the World Cup and president of UEFA, added that France provided subject matter of a quality that made the world hold its breath. Cour des comptes. The quasi-judicial body of the French government released its report on the organization of the 1998 World Cup in 2000. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to